Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're taking a look at a glove for longsword sparring. Is it safe or not? When I first got into HEMA, my very first set of gloves was a SPES brand red Lobster set of gloves. And they are still being used in the club right now. They've lasted the test of time. And from then on, I was using SPES gloves all the time. So I noticed on the Purple Heart Armory website that a new set of SPES gauntlets came out, the Black Lobsters. And this is their latest version with an articulated index finger. So really interested in that because currently there aren't that many 5-fingered gloves that I trust for longsword. The Pro Gauntlet was the last one that I used that I just absolutely loved, but you can't get them anymore. So this is kind of a compromise because you have the mitten that still protects the fingers, right? And then you have an articulated finger. So I jumped at the chance of buying one of these because I like the idea of having this dexterity. But if you notice, this review is not very long because unfortunately I have some bad news for you. I'm not confident in the safety and protection of this glove. I'm going to go over why I think these gloves are not safe, especially for two-handed sword systems. So let's go check it out. So here are the SPES Black Lobsters, and we're going to be comparing them to the current industry standard, which is the HF Armory Black Knights, which are currently our club's favorite and one of the best longsword rated gloves that you can get, especially for the price. There are some problems I already have with the Black Lobster, and you won't be able to see it until you start touching the glove, and I'm just going to show you right now, right at the wrist. That is all soft, all of that. It's like a fake leather that they put, it's like a rubber leather. It is not strong enough to withstand a strike from most larger swords. Katana and longsword, absolutely forget about it. And you will probably still feel this with Messer and a few other one-handed swords as well, and definitely a broadsword strike. This is going to, not that you could get these inside of a broadsword hilt, but if you could, that would not withstand it. And here is my other biggest problem with these gloves. Watch this. This is my wrist. I can feel it and pinch it. This is cloth. And if I put my finger underneath, so if you happen to extend your wrist in any which way holding a sword, and I'll actually grab my sword real quick and I'll show you how that's done. So holding my longsword, if I were to hold it in any which way above my head, you'll notice that the wrist is exposed, and if somebody comes in for a high Mittelhau or a Svirk, I'm going to get caught essentially on my bare wrist minus just this little thin cloth here. This could severely injure or break my wrist. And so I thought maybe it's just the positioning of the plate. So I tried shifting that plate back in as best I could. But here's the problem. So it looks like it might work. Number one, this is still soft right here. There is no plating there. When I extend that, it pops right back out no matter what. That's going to get hit. That's very dangerous. I don't think that that's safe enough for longsword. And if you get struck really hard even on the wrist, this thick leather is the only thing that's standing in between you and the sword, and I don't think that's enough to protect it. Let's take a look at how the HF Armory protects the inside of the wrist and the inside of the cuff right here. So on this side we have the HF Armory, on this side we have the brand new SPES Lobster gloves. I haven't sparred or done anything with these because I honestly, guys, I plan on returning it. But let's take a look at the construction of the HF Armory glove. If you notice, the inside of the cuff has another articulated plate, and that is hard plastic, just like the outside plastic. When we turn it over, this part of the wrist is covered by this right here. So there's a crown kind of going around, and then right here is cloth. I've been hit on the inside of the wrist multiple times, and I've never been hit because when it does hit, it's being stopped by that hook, that hooked crown right there. Now, if we do the same thing with this, and I get hit in the gap, that's on my wrist. And these two hooked parts aren't going far enough to block it. Now, if these did go over a little bit further, I would say that this is pretty safe, just like it is with these, but you can see the difference. Another thing is, you might say, well, is it worth it? Is my wrist safety worth it to have that articulated finger, right? Because we all want to be able to do all the cool long sword grips. I'm telling you right now that this is not more articulated than this. This actually feels better. This feels looser. And I hate to say that because I really myself want articulated fingers in Longsword, but I can do everything that I need to do with the HF Armory, and everything feels loose. It's good. I've only been using these pairs for about a week, and now they're completely broken in. This is still a little stiff, but the advantages of having that index finger, it's not really that advantageous. I don't feel the advantage, and this duckbill right here makes it a little hard to grip. So I'm feeling that this is a lot tighter and less mobile than the HF Armory mittens are. If we take a look at the weight, the HF Armory mitten comes in at 408 grams on my scale, and if we take the SPES glove, we're looking at 624 grams. So it is significantly heavier and bulkier with less protection. Lastly is the price difference. I believe when I purchased these gloves, they were about $30 more than the HF Armory gloves. And again, that is a less protective glove, a heavier glove, and one that has problems with the inner wrist that I think could result in an injury. So if you are looking to purchase this glove, I would wait until SPES redesigns some of this, because I do believe that this could be very dangerous to the inside of the wrist. I highly recommend the HF Armory Black Knights. I'm about to get a set of Black Princes as well in the future for saber fighting, but for Longsword, currently our favorite and the most protective are the HF Armory Black Knights. Avoid the SPES Black Lobsters until they fix it. Get one of these. All right, guys, that's all I got for you this time. Bye.
Like that soft piece, as well as not getting covered by the plate, completely not kosher.
What about the bottom of the wrist there?
So bottom of the wrist, like that's gonna go everywhere on impacts. Entirely exposed here just with fabric. Like I wouldn't even consider using these. I wouldn't even use these with one-handed. Like it feels that unprotected.
Glad you bought it, because I was thinking about buying it and not anymore.
I get hit there all the time in my other gloves, the lobster claws, and there it's more protected. That's way too wide.
So the older lobsters are more protected?
Yeah. At least right in that specific spot, and definitely over the wrist. But yeah, no, that wrist protection level is absolutely unsatisfactory.